Good afternoon everyone. Breeding season 2023 is happening. We've paired all the birds up now. Here we've got some yellow Isabels, in here yellow Isabel cobalts. Birds have been together sort of side by side for a couple of weeks, and since that cold snap's gone, they've really come on. We've got yellow lithochromes up here. Some of the birds are building up already. These two have been bonded now a few weeks. There's no dividers with any of the birds. Been feeding each other a lot. I've seen the male tread the hen a few times. As soon as the pans were put in the last couple of days, she just started building. Bit of activity in here as well, and the opals down the bottom, they're going a bit mad. White agate opals down the bottom here, so they're breeding up. Got a selection of nest pans in here. We've got the relaxed nest from 2GR, and we've got the external nest also from 2GR. They're the two that I generally use. If you're wondering why I've got two different ones, some of the birds are they prefer the external ones and a bit more privacy, and some prefer the ones at the back, the internal ones. So I just mix and match them, but once they're on these and they're happy, then obviously when I put the nest in for the second round, it'll be a similar pan to what they're currently using. The feed they're on at the minute is Unifeed preparation, which I've got in these little pots here. I've also got some in these little trough feeders here, like that. And as soon as they've laid, I'll swap that out for Unifeed maintenance. It's just got different nutrients in it, which will help the hens recover for a couple of weeks from the energy they've used for laying, replace some vitamins and minerals, and then as soon as the chicks hatch again, I'll just swap that over for Unifeed breeding. In here I've got some Unico feed, which is from Raggio di Sol. It's something I picked up at the World Show, and I'm trialling it. So this is like, they were on like the maintenance malt one, and now they're on the breeding and preparation one. So they do two, so this doubles up as an egg food as well. In breeding season, use that version. Basically it's got more protein content and less fat, which the malt version has. So we've got that, we've got some plain seed in there as well. And that's basically it. Just in the egg feed drawers, I've just introduced a bit of THY extra, also from Raggio di Sol. And again, that 2 or 3 times a week, just to get them used to it basically. They take that, it's got some Niagara and some hen, a few bits and pieces as well in there which comes with it. I feed all this stuff, you can see is dry. It's either dry powder, or this one's like, as they call a moist egg food. So I'm adding no water to anything here at all. And up here I've got my clock, which has got the temperature, so we're just sort of 17.8 degrees. Got no heating on, but shed's fully insulated, floor and roof. The walls are 40mm thick, so I've got no heating on in here, and 65 relative humidity. Now the reason it's relative humidity 65 is because over here I have the humidifier running, and that will keep running. I run that all through the winter. And it just cuts out. I can talk more about that if anyone's got any questions. Obviously you can just ask me about the make and model, but basically the rule of thumb with your dehumidifier is to make sure that it's bigger than you need for the size of the room. That way it won't be running continuously, it will get the humidity down to where you want it, and then it will cut out, or it will run on a very economic rate. And the reason I have that is basically, it's just reduce mould, bacteria love humidity as well, and this is why the food's dry again. I don't need it moist, there's no young in the nest, and I'm actually toying with the idea of not putting any moisture in the egg food this year and just using it dry, because with plenty of fresh water daily, I don't see any need for it. They're fine powdered feeds, they're fine for the chicks will be able to wean on this stuff. I don't really see that I necessarily need to add water. The manufacturers say you don't have to, but you can if you want to increase palatability. I think it's just another thing that you could potentially just, if it goes off during the day because you're at work, because it's, you know, gets really warm or whatever. So again, I'm just trying to keep things nice, dry atmosphere, healthy. There's no wheezing birds in here. There's no respiratory issues. It's more pleasant for me in here with the humidifier on as well. And even on the cold days, it feels warmer. You know yourself, a cold, damp day seems a lot harder to keep yourself warm than a cold, dry day, you know, with a frost. So same applies here. The other thing that likes a bit of humidity and a bit of moisture is our old arch enemy, red mite. They like that, good breeding conditions, anything above 10 degrees with 70% plus humidity. That's good conditions for breeding mite, and it's a good thing just to do your research and understand that some of the things we're up against, what's good for them, let's eliminate that, let's make it life hard for them, and then hopefully your birds will profit from that good work, and so will you. So yeah, that's a quick snapshot really of where we're at. The birds are building up. I'll do another video probably in a couple of weeks' time. We should have some eggs there, and we should have some hens sitting, and hopefully we can perhaps candle some eggs a little bit after that and just see where we're at with them. In here, I've just up this end, I've got some spare birds here. I have put some pans in there because they're all hens in there apart from one cockbird. I've left him in there because he is a good cockbird, and there's a couple of hens I wanted to pair him to, so we'll just see what happens in there. I'm toying with the idea, George McVeigh does this a little bit, I've seen on one of his videos, where he's got flight cage, quite a few pans in, and a few hens to the cockbird, and certainly I don't have the time with working to move a cockbird around hens in separate cages, so if I want to run a cockbird over a few hens, then I'm going to have to do it that way. I have done it before, about 3 years ago I did it and actually had some good success. This time I've got a few more hens in there than perhaps I'd like. There's a few hens from 20, let me get this right, 2021 in there as well, so some of them will come into condition sooner than others. Some might not even come into condition. I don't tend, if I hang on to a good hen for a few years, I don't tend to actually sell it. I don't think it's fair on someone else, and I just think, well, it's done me a good service. It'll just sit in a flight cage for the rest of its years. I'm a bit soft like that, but that's just me. So yeah, mostly Isabels in here, yellow Isabels. I've got some pastels as well. We've got a pastel cock in there, and obviously I've got satinets, some white and yellow satinets, dominant white satinets, and also we've got a a couple of pairs of agates in here, white agates. So we'll see how we go. I've got there's nothing in the end cage here, so I've got 31 pairs down, and then up here we've got about 6 hens in there with 1 cockbird. We'll see how that goes. I'm not too bothered about that, as long as I get a few hens down, I'll be happy. And I've got a couple of spare cockbirds also in there, yellow Isabel non-intensive cock, and I've got a non-intensive Saturn egg cock. I don't mind hanging on to them for a bit. We'll see, you know, not all these cocks are going to perhaps be doing the biz. I'm short of intensive cocks, so that's why I've got those left over anyway. Yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens throughout the year. Got a topaz cock in there, a white agate topaz. I'm probably gonna let him go. To be fair, probably sell him just locally, one of the local sales. Okay, well that's it for now. Wish you all the best for the breeding season. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Take care.